Good morning and welcome to VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner. God, struggling to get my words out this morning. It's Thursday, 22nd of September. Paul is having a few days off, so we've got Ollie. Ollie, how are you?
Yeah, very good, thanks. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Quite pleased it's getting towards the end of the week. Got beaten at squash last night, 3-2. Always annoying to lose 3-2. You always feel you should have won it. There you go. You know that feeling, don't you, Ollie?
I do, yeah. On a rare occasion, I lose.
Very good. We haven't played ourselves recently. I just remember that. Anyway, look, there's not too much news out today. The big one is probably polymetal, but the problem with polymetal, obviously, it's operating in countries that you just can't really invest in. And so it's really not even worth discussing, I don't think. But it obviously is the big one. If people want to discuss it, then do get in contact with us. But I'm afraid, well, Russia is obviously totally uninvestable. But I mean, Ukraine is impossible at the moment. But countries like, and I hate to say it, the stans in general, I'll put it, I think are becoming increasingly difficult to invest in just because they are all getting caught up in this sort of Russia, Chinese, big bear hug, shall we say. I think that's fair to say, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's only got market cap now of less than a billion, I think, pounds. And for such a big company in terms of the operational numbers, it shows no one can touch it.
No, so we'll just park that one for now. Now, look, the one that we regularly talk about, but it really is getting on and doing things, is there's more news out today on Atlantic Lithium.
Their PFS has been announced this morning. So headline numbers is the NPV at $1.33 billion. So that's from average life of mine EBITDA of $248 million a year, 12.5 years. The upfront capex is 125 million. It was 70. They've made some changes to the flow sheet, and also there's some inflation there as well. But I mean, that's still pretty low in the context of mining projects. Cash costs $278 a ton. They're using a fairly conservative spodumene price of $13.59 per ton, bearing in mind the spot price is well over $5,000 a ton at the moment. So to get that sort of IRR is very impressive, even with those conservative pricing. I don't know what it is at the the spot price. And obviously they've got their funding deal with Piedmont. They're not at the point where Piedmont have to do the sort of make a decision whether they go up to 50% yet, as this is the PFS, not the DFS. But obviously that should give shareholders quite a lot of confidence in terms of getting this project funded. Piedmont raised $130 million early in the year fairly easily, I think.
Yeah, as you say, I mean, the lithium spot price is still up through the bloody roof. It is no sign whatsoever of it sort of falling back at all. I mean, there is a fundamental shortage of lithium for the EV manufacturers for the next at least 5 years. And the market really hasn't appreciated how big a fundamental issue this is. The EV manufacturers could end up with just empty factories, which could be a disaster. The Chinese do basically control this space, but we have got to start looking for alternatives to lithium. We've said this for years and years and years at VSA Capital. One day someone will listen, and then they'll forget that we said it, but that's always the way. On Atlantic Lithium, look, the market obviously likes what they're doing. The share price has been pretty stable, actually, around the sort of 40p mark. It's 43.25 at the moment. It's a good stock. We do like it. Right. I think you also wanted to just have a quick chat about Scott Gold, Ollie.
Yeah, I mean, just finish off on Atlantic, because you say it's held its value recently. I mean, it's $276 million US, I think, the market cap at the moment, which is 0.2 times against that new NPV. So that is cheap, but the lithium equities at the moment are really just sort of tracking Ganfeng and those big Chinese lithium companies. rather than the lithium price, and the Chinese lithium companies track the Shenzhen, so there's no real sort of fundamental reasoning behind the sort of peaks and troughs in the lithium market at the moment. And as you say, that's sort of got to change with the prices where they are and the fundamentals where they are.
That's a really good point, Ollie. Well spotted. Actually, the interesting thing is you mentioned the market cap there. The market cap I've got on my screen here at 246 million sterling. That sort of tells you that sterling and the dollar have almost hit parity.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, it's we've talked a little bit in the past about the lithium stocks and which ones we liked with Paul. But actually, at the moment, they probably are very cheap stocks just because, as you say, because of the supply-demand situation. Okay, yeah, finish off on Scott Gold, Ollie.
Yes, they've announced a production update, not quite as positive as the last one they had, where they announced commercial production. Does sound like they've made some operational progress, and bottlenecking has will enable them to increase throughput by a significant amount. But they have been delayed in installing and commissioning their power supply. So Q3 gold guidance has been cut from 2.9 to 3.5 thousand ounces down to 2,000 ounces. So quite a significant cut, particularly with the gold price having pulled back. Management does say that they're still cash generative, but I think that's probably going to be pretty tight, given that they're still spending capital to improve the plant at the moment.
Sounds like they have to bootstrap it. Okay, and actually, just a quick reminder, we'll probably be re-mentioning this over the next few days, but next week is a big Cornish week. There's a big Cornish mining conference down in Falmouth that we're all going to, Paul as well. There are going to be site visits to all the Cornish mining companies. I will actually be spending all week down there. Apparently, I've got a course to go on. I believe you might be joining me on it, Ollie, on the Friday. So yeah, lots of news coming out of Cornwall next week. I'm sure we'll be talking more about that next week. Very good. We'll call it there, Ollie, and we'll speak again tomorrow.
Sweet then. Cheers.